Hey y'all, Instinct Survival is coming to you again with a tag video response. So, long story short, Jep's Outdoor Adventures actually tagged me in this. Jep called me or texted me, messaged me if you will, and said, hey, listen, if I tagged you in a cook set kit. Hey y'all, Instinct Survival is coming to you again with a tag video response. Now this video response is to Jep's Outdoor Adventures. Jep is a young upcoming YouTube video fanatic, if you will, doing outdoor adventures in Alaska. So we were actually cutting up the other day about doing a smoke bath. He said if you could do a bath outside where I'm at, you're going to do it in a puddle with a moose. So kind of funny, but anyway, that's where Jep's at. Anyway, he asked me, he said, hey, listen, if I do a cook set, would you do a video response to this? And I was like, absolutely not a problem. No worries, no fuss, no muss. So I'll put his link down below. And again, I was tagged for that. Now, let's get to what I use as a cook set, keeping in mind that it changes. Okay, it changes based off a situation, it changes based off of my location or what I'm going to do or what I plan on doing, if you will, knowing that that could change as well. And then also I've got some things that are coming to switch out, to switch some of my gear out. So there's that. So let's get started with that, and keep in mind that not all of it is just cook set. Some of it is what I keep in my cooking bag to make sure that when I go out into the wilderness, into the woods, camping, whatever you want to call it, that I have an enjoyable meal is what it boils down to. One of the main things that I have is this bag right here. Now, thanks to Matt at Reliance Leatherworks, as a commission bag for me, it's a coffee bag. And in this bag is, you guessed it, coffee and a hand-carved rosewood spoon. Now, I actually carved that one myself, and it measures exactly a teaspoon. So I made sure I did it very good, but I also use that spoon for measuring out if I need to measure anything, which is rare. Okay, there's just that. So that's one thing that always goes in the bag. The other is debatable depending upon where I'm going, and that's this cast iron skillet. Now, it's cast iron, but it's a small skillet, so it makes it a little easier to use, keeping in mind that, sorry, dogs are going crazy over here, keeping in mind that I'm actually switching this out for a stainless steel one. One of the other ones I switch out depending upon trip is this right here. It's the GSI, but this is the top to the kit, to the mess kit they have, and the handle comes off and all that. So these are my skillets, if you will. I don't use skillets a lot, but it depends on where I'm going if I carry one or not. If it's a long term, definitively this. If it's a long hike, then this one. And you just have to get used to using both of them. So there's that. Again, switching those out in the future for a stainless steel one. Now, let's get into the root of everything else I use. So, on every trip I take, this is my go-to. This happens every single time. I don't care where I'm going, these are necessity. Okay, and this is my 32-ounce water bottle from SRO. The lid I changed out for a D-ring and I actually put a carabiner on there so it hangs well. If I switch it back to the other one, then I actually use paracord to make a handle or a strap for it, just to hang over my neck or tote through the woods so I don't have to worry about it. But this is always filled with water, and I always carry my nesting mug, my nesting cup, if you will, and the lid. Okay, so the lid's actually in this bag. Do I carry the lid all the time? If it's a scouting mission, no, I don't. Just flat out, plain and simple, I'll live with it being open, but that's what I do. So there's that. The next is what's in this bag. Now this bag is a new purchase, very happy with it. So we'll go in and see what we've got in here. So first and foremost, some of the things to make my life happier: salt and pepper, although I don't use salt very much, and which is why it's still 3/4 of the way full, and this is only a quarter full. Cayenne pepper, that's typically what I use over the black pepper, but I like things kind of spicy. A wooden spoon. Now this wooden spoon has a great story behind it. It's worth sharing with you over firewood, I guess, and a nice campfire. But the short of it is Survival Sherpa Todd and I went out to a camping trip, and y'all have heard about this camping trip. and in so he burned out the bowl and started carving a spoon, and I actually had a Flex Jack in my pocket that was that's my son's, and I loaned it to him. He finished it out and gave it to me as a gift, so that goes with me. And then one of the other most important pieces is my Frontier knife, or my what I call my neck knife. This is the Bushcrafter Mini, or the Mini Bushcrafter. I think it's called the actual Frontier, from LT Wright. This one actually matches my Georgia Bushcrafter with the orange liners inside of the scales. A Cricut Eaton Tool XL. Okay, so it's a sport, for lack of a better term, right? It's a sport with a lot of different gadgets on the end. I use that one pretty much all the time to eat whatever. Okay, fish mouth spreader to go with my cup. And then the biggest part of it being my Moore's Bush Pot. Now this is the Moore's Bush Pot from Ford Dog Stove Company. The one thing I don't like about it, I love this pot, don't get me wrong. One thing I don't like about it is the dome. I would rather have it flat, so if I had to do it all over again, even though this is anodized, I would switch and go with the SRO stainless steel one with the flat lid. Now what I don't know is if the lid of the SRO one will fit this one. I think it will. I just haven't gotten the courage enough to buy the replacement lid. But I do like it because you can flip that and use a stick to pull that off. Now, inside, this has got locking bail. Nice little wings. Inside of it, I've got my stove and fuel, lid to the mug, and a bandana. Now, why do I have the stove in there? Bill, you're out bushcrafting, can't you? Well, yeah. I do, and when I have the ability to use fire, I do, but there's sometimes when I don't have that ability. I'm going to go in and I'm scouting in or hiking in. I need to create a fire quickly so that I can eat. So if I need to boil water quickly, that's just the quickest way to do it, so I keep those. So that's one of the things in there. Keeping in mind, the next part of this is where we're switching out gear, right? So one of them is changing out for the skillet for stainless steel. The other is my newest acquisition, the Coffee Spit, and that's C-O-F-F-E-Y, named after Shane Coffee, the inventor of this. And this Coffee Spit is pretty freaking awesome, which is why I bought it. But what it is literally that, right? So it goes in the ground, and it is a spit for your meat, bacon, burger, chicken, whatever it is. It goes into the ground, and then you can actually take and lift this up, spin it around, and turn it, and it locks back in place. Now, kind of difficult to show with it not sticking in the ground, but you get the point. The other piece of that is another new acquisition, and one of the things you'll see a review on is the new mini hot ash stove. Now, I say mini because if you look just at the comparison of the shaft, there's the big difference right there. Okay, so again, this will be coming up soon. But that's the other piece that folds down into a nice box, and it's much more lightweight. So those are kind of the new things. One of the other ones that's actually in the mail should be here, I'm hoping Wednesday of this week. So whatever date this goes to press, I may have it or may not. But it's actually a pack grill that actually will fit inside of my bush pot, so I can bake things inside that. So this becomes my oven. I'll lay it sideways and I put my pack grill inside of it, and it just rests on the edges there. So I can either do it with a wooden plank, which is what I've been doing, or I can do it with a new pack grill, and that's why I went ahead and bought one of those, is because I really wanted it. So that's it, guys. Jep, thanks for doing that. Thanks for tagging me in that. It was nice to kind of bring out all the gear. I did forget one piece, actually two pieces, if you will. So before I close it out, cordage always, so that I can hang my stuff if I make a tripod. That's always in there. And then these are 16-ounce food containers that fit down into the bush pot, or you can sit it down and it nests inside some of the other bags. And so what this is a food grade container, screw-on lid, so I can put in things like, not coffee because that's what the bag's for, but other things, dry ingredients, typically maybe soup mix, maybe ramen. If I wanted to take it out of a pack, I want to use bannock mix as an example, flour, whatever it is, sugar. barely use sugar, so probably not sugar, but that's what those are for. I've got several of those that actually can go down in my bag as well. The way that I use it in my bag, just by the way, inside that canvas, inside that Cordura bag, is I actually take and set them that way, and it stacks in. I can stack 2 of them on top of each other and then put this on the top, and it fits well. Additionally, if I empty out the contents, these go in there. So again, this is one of those other things that are changing out. I'm constantly trying to find out exactly what kit I like, and then when I get it all together, then it'll be okay, done, and good to go. So anyway, hey Jep, again, thanks buddy. Anything I can do to help, holler at me. Not a problem. Y'all go check out Jep's Outdoor Adventures. Again, the link will be down below, and give him a thumbs up on his stuff. Tell him I sent you, and hey y'all, thanks for watching, and use your instincts to survive. Thanks all.